Yo, what's going on guys? Elemental Gaming here, back with you for another video, and in today's video, we're going to be showing you a guide to how to dominate in PvP.
The first thing we want to talk about is the meta in the game right now. Now, these days, at the time of recording, the meta in this game is basically solely around Vegito and using teams mostly like Fusion, Future, or Godki, and they are the most prevalent teams. Vegito is broken, so having a green unit is reliable. This is why knowing what the meta is at the moment is very key to dominating in PvP and getting the edge over your opponent. You will know what what units they will bring, and you'll have probably the element factor because they won't expect you to bring units that may not be the most prevalent in the meta, but they can do some real damage against the top units. The next part we want to talk about is team making. Now, like I was saying with the meta, you should always run a green unit in this meta. Now, personally, that's not always going to be the case, but for right now, at the time of this recording, that's essential. I think that Lineage of Evil, or LOE, is a very good team to counter this meta at the moment. They have really good counters to Saiyans, like people like Vegito, Kefla, and etc. On teams, you should also really prioritize bringing a defensive unit, which is why I think LOE brings all that to the table. They have some really high attackers, really good defensive units, and a really good support. I think LOE is a very good team for this meta. Very underrated, I feel like. And you already know, with the Zenkai Cooler, Zenkai 7, oh my gosh. So, that's one of the understandings of team making in this day and age. Now, like I said, it's going to change, but you always want to be ready. This is why knowing the meta is also the best way to prepare for your team making. If you just have the same old teams you're bringing, you may see that I'm not winning all these matches like I think I should be, and that could just be because like your team isn't viable at the moment, and it's just gonna get railed by all these great units out right now. So make sure you know the meta, and so you can prepare when you're making your team. Okay, with the current meta going on in Dragon Ball Legends right now, any mistake can mean that you lose the match. So one of the best things a player could do for themselves is research. Yes, I said it, research. Making sure you know that not only what your units do, but what your opponent's units can do can give you the edge in the battle. For example, the units on the screen each have abilities that you should make sure you know before fighting them to maximize your chance at not making mistakes, because nowadays any mistakes you make can get you killed in an instant. Okay, for the technique of Dragon Ball Legends, we're going to first start out with the sidestep. Sidestepping is an important technique to help you extend combos, stall out the time, and recover your vanish. You can do this by either dashing up to your opponent and sidestepping, or sidestepping immediately after your strike card and using another card right away. Another tech that you should use while playing the game to help you get the edge in the battle is the charge step. While sidestepping is good for strikes and blast, making use of the charge step on blast cards specifically is a better way to extend your combos even further than the sidestep. Basically, charge stepping is a way to gather more ki for your cards in a combo. By briefly charging while doing different cards in a combo, you can gather more ki so that you can do more cards. You can do this by dashing up immediately after doing a blast card and charging for a short amount of time so that you still have the time to do another card without your opponent vanishing it. This is definitely hard to pull off at first, but with enough practice, it can get easy after a while. Next up is the Ki Cancel. Ki Cancel is a technique you can use to stop your blast card animation when your opponent vanishes it from far range. from far range specifically. Stopping the animation can help you be able to counterattack even if your opponent dodges your attack. Now remember that this won't work if your opponent perfect vanishes you, and basically a perfect vanish is when you make a dodge input just before your opponent does the action, so that even though you can basically dodge them, do a card, and you don't have to worry about the opponent being able to dodge your attack as well. So just remember that this can be cancelled by perfect vanish. If the enemy perfect vanishes you, then the key cancel is pretty much useless. Now the tackle is a simple technique that it's not really it's an input in the game that's been in here for a little bit now, a couple months. And the tackle is basically a move you can use at mid-range specifically. There's 3 ranges, mid-range, long range, and close range. At mid-range, you can use the tackle to start combos. For example, you can use the tackle and then immediately go into a strike or blast card. That will start the combo. But due to a prior update before the video, you cannot use it to extend combos. So for example, you can't go strike, blast, dash up and do a tackle, and then continue on, because now, if the opponent's getting hit and you use a tackle, it only knocks them back back to just close range instead of back to mid range. So you can't really use it the way you used to be able to. Just a note before just spamming the tackle in PvP. The tackle is a great technique, but it can be countered by a strike card, so keep that in mind. And if you notice your opponent likes to tackle, just be ready to counter them with a strike card to basically cancel their combo from even starting. Patience is an essential thing you need to have in this game. Patience is so important. It's just really just that simple, patience. If you watch the clip on the screen, you can just look. You can learn, if you learn and give yourself the habit to wait for someone to try and dodge an attack, you can gain priority after once they go for the dodging animation, because while they're in that dodging animation, they can't do anything. So if you strike them as they're in the animation still, your attack will hit them, and meaning you get priority of the situation again, and you can just keep going for longer and longer. Now finally, something you should definitely have in this game is awareness. You need awareness. By that I mean, when you're playing Dragon Ball Legends, you should definitely have your sound on, because it can help you get out of certain situations. So basically, say for example, you kill the opponent's enemy, and your guys are both brought back to mid-range. You might not be sure what to do, so what you can do is you can use a main ability, or you can use most green cards in the game to stop the clock, so that if you see the exclamation point on the screen, you know that they're about to do something and you can dodge them. Or, for example, if the enemy if the enemy gets dodged by you, you dodge the enemy, and then you pop a main ability right then, you can you might be able to hear when the opponent dodges in the main ability. So then, while they're in that animation still, you go straight for a strike and you can get priority of the situation again. This helps you get priority, and it can help you not to get hit, because in this meta, if Vegeta, Blue, Kefla, all these characters start hitting you in combos, you're pretty much dead, unless you have a purely defensive unit. So just be careful out there.
Thank you guys for making it to the end of the video, and I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more things like this. If you have any questions about anything that we did in the video, just feel free to comment down below, and we can answer any questions that you guys may have. And let's hope to get us to 1K subs by the end of the year. You know, we're striving for a big goal here. I know we can do it. We're going fast, and if everyone just subscribed to us who watched our videos, I bet we could get way more subscribers. So let's try to get that goal. Thank you guys for always watching the videos, and if you enjoyed, stay tuned for another video coming soon. I guess this is peace. Bye.